Hi, I'm Frida, a Class C RV.
Have you ever heard of the peaceful side of the Smoky Mountains? That's where we're going. We'll learn something about Dolly Parton I'll bet you didn't know. Come on. Jim promised Patty that our first out-of-state trip would be to the Smoky Mountains National Park, where they honeymooned. So we headed over to Illinois and through Kentucky and down toward Tennessee. The first night we stopped at a harvest host called the Old Glory Distillery in Clarksville, Tennessee. It had a great spot to park, nice and level with a huge parking lot. Patty went in and shopped. She got us this fabulous magnet and some moonshine we will share with friends at our first group campout. She also sampled a strawberry lemonade moonshine slush. Potent. That night was almost the end of the trip. Tornado sirens went off for about 2 hours. Patty watched on the radar and the funnel cloud was just down the road a few miles. But the wind where we were never kicked up hard. It rained real hard. That was all. And we tried to settle in and sleep. We took off the next morning and arrived without incident in Sevierville, Tennessee. It's just north of Pigeon Forge, and Pigeon Forge is just north of Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg was where Jim and Patty stayed 32 years before, but decided on a less commercial experience by staying in Sevierville. A quick shop at the grocery store for fresh items, and we pulled into our site at Riverside RV Park and Resort. Patty chose a Riverside site with full hookups. Check-in was easy and our whole stay was about $250. There was a small pool, 2 beautiful bathhouses, and a huge dog park. They also rent cabins there, right on the river. The park was pretty full and it seems they had a couple RV rows that were permanent residents. The sites were close together with morning and early afternoon shade, but came with a concrete patio, and that gave us occasion to use our camp rug. Barefoot, sitting in the sun, reading, watching the river roll by. That was our Thursday, until a quick rain shower. After that, Jim took a bike ride and found the dog park, so we walked back up after dinner, but boy was that the wrong time of day. It was hot. Poor Riley could hardly keep up. From then on, we only went close to dusk. A note to anyone traveling in this area. There are no dependable Uber or Lyft drivers, also no reasonably priced taxi service. Plus, the Enterprise rent-a-car that advertises "we'll pick you up" would not pick us up on a Saturday, so we had to rent another day. Thank goodness for military, senior, and AAA discounts. Now Gatlinburg has a trolley system, but we never got that far south. This is good to know if you're in a motorhome without a towing vehicle and don't want to break camp to go places. Friday, Jim picked up a rental car and were able to get away for camp for dinner. We felt safe leaving the boys in the camper in 80+ temperatures because of a new device we got called a waggle. Here's a bonus for you, a product review. Stay tuned. There was a snafu with Jim's dinner at Tony Gore's Smoky Mountain Barbecue and Grill, which was irritating, and the grumpy server that dropped a piece of pecan pie on our table with a half-hearted sorry didn't help matters. My catfish was way more than I could eat, but good. However, it took me 3 days to eat that piece of pecan pie. Yum. After the sun was behind the trees, we took the boys to the dog park, which was a good walk. We saw some unique camp decor on the way and dumped our day's trash. Roscoe loved the dog park. Riley was ready to go back to the AC, and back we went for a good night's rest. Saturday was good and hot. We decided to leave early and explore Sevierville, Dolly Parton's actual birth town. Not Nashville, not Gatlinburg, now you know, Sevierville, Tennessee. Dolly Rebecca Parton was born January 19th, 1946 in a one-room cabin on the banks of the Little Pigeon River. She is the fourth of 12 children born to Abby Lee Caroline and Robert Lee Parton Sr. Her father, known as Lee, worked in the mountains of East Tennessee first as a sharecropper and later tending his own small tobacco farm and acreage. Parton's mother, Abby Lee, was a mother of 12 by age 35. Parton credits her musical abilities to her mother. Often in Port House, she still managed to keep house and entertain her children with Smoky Mountain folklore and ancient ballads. Parton has long credited her father for her business savvy and her mother's family for her musical abilities. She has described her family as being dirt poor. Parton's father paid the doctor who helped deliver her with a bag of cornmeal. Her earliest public performances were in the church, beginning at age 6. At 7, she started playing a homemade guitar. When she was 8, her uncle bought her first real guitar. Parton began performing as a child, singing on local radio and television programs in East Tennessee. By 10, she was appearing on the Cass Walker Show on both WIVK Radio and WBIR TV in Knoxville, Tennessee. At 13, she was recording the single Puppy Love on a small Louisiana label, Gold Band Records, and appeared at the Grand Ole Opry, where she first met Johnny Cash, who encouraged her to follow her own instincts regarding her career. After graduating from Seaver County High School in 1964, Dolly moved to Nashville the next day. Her initial success came as a songwriter. Her songs were recorded by many other artists during this period, including Kitty Wells and Hank Williams Jr. She signed with Monument Records in 1965 at age 19. She was initially pitched as a bubblegum pop singer. Although she expressed a desire to record country material, the company resisted. After her composition, Put It Off Until Tomorrow, was recorded by Bill Phillips, went on to number 6 in the country chart in 1966, the label relented and allowed her to record country. Her first country single, Dumb Blonde, reached number 24 on the chart in 67, followed by Something Fishy, which went to number 17. These two songs appeared on her first full-length album, Hello, I'm Dolly. And the rest, as they say, is history. Dolly has never forgotten her roots in poverty, donating heavily to numerous charities, from bald eagle preservation to literacy, and has garnered numerous awards. Parton has been publicly vocal in her support for the LGBTQ+ community since 1991 and is a leading donor to HIV/AIDS causes. Only $10 each for seniors. A great find. The exhibit gallery contains artifacts tracing aviation and military history, uniforms, aircraft models, and hundreds of aviation memorabilia. Jim found a fellow aviation enthusiast to talk to. The hangar has a lot to see as well. The museum's collection of military vehicles, aircraft engines, aviation exhibits, trainers, fighters, helicopters, jets, and amphibious aircraft will definitely satisfy the interest of warbird fans. You can literally spend hours reading and exploring this one-of-a-kind Smoky Mountain attraction. They have a lovely gift shop where we acquired our second magnet for this trip, and the best looking one, I think. Even their website is interesting, with specs for all the aircraft we saw. We'll put the link below. After a quick stop at the Cherokee Trading Post and Dollar Store for a few needed items, it's amazing what you forget, we went back to the RV for an afternoon nap. Refreshed, we decided we had to visit at least one touristy thing and decided on dinner time, hoping the crowds would be smaller. The closest thing that was not a dinner show was the Hollywood Wax Museum. $63 for both of us. They try to get you to buy a bundle of other attractions, but really one was enough. We did have some fun posing with the different wax figures. That was a good time. We drove around a bit afterward and went back to camp for a good dinner of Jamaican jerk shrimp wraps, the dog park, and bed. Sunday was cloudy, but the forecast posed no big threat to rain, so we left early to take the back way into the park, through a small town called Townsend. It was a lovely, curvy ride up to the mountains. We stopped at Townsend Visitor Center, where they had all things Smoky Mountains. We got a holographic magnet here. We checked on the boys, then proceeded into the park. It was a lovely day for time in the park, and it seemed almost prehistorically lush. We started up a trail, but quickly realized the previous night's rain was making the clay dirt slippery, plus the steep incline could result in a broken hip. So we decided to follow the river and try to find a spot to take some video. Our first stop was a place where the river parted and came back together. Oh, that sound. I could have sat there for hours. But Jim wanted to move along. We made a couple of other stops and decided to try and find the Riverwalk in Townsend. But first, we were hungry. We stopped at Apple Valley Mountain Village for a bit of shopping, only fudge buying. The restaurant there made the best burgers. We couldn't believe we ate so much. We then found the Riverwalk, a wonderful paved walk and bikeway right along the river. Here we met this man and his dog having the best time. So much fun to watch. Black flips. Oh my goodness. We were back at the campground by 1 and the boys were ready for a long walk. They were so good. Afterward, Patty took a dip in the pool and met some lovely young people who were staying there. It was movie night and we ordered a pizza. Went to pick it up, hung inside until sundown when we made another trip to the dog park, and then settled back for a movie and bed. On Monday, Jim had to take the rental car back and Patty got to relax on her own. She did some design work while he was gone and transferred the video. Once he got back, we started slowly preparing for our trip home, but still had time to enjoy Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, one of Patty's favorite movies. We did enjoy this campground. The people were friendly, but not too friendly. The sites were very close together. We were at Site 18. We had excellent Wi-Fi the whole time we were there. I could transfer all my files, which I do with Wi-Fi. But lots of mosquitoes from the river kind of spoiled our outside evening fun. I'd give this campground 3 thumbs up. Pet peeve time. Kentucky, your roads are just awful. Get your act together, please. That's it. The next day, we got back on the road by 9 a.m. We wanted to get around Nashville and Paducah before stopping for the night. We hit rain in Clarksville, and it followed us most of the way. We selected Shawnee Forest Campground as it was full hookup right off the highway in Vienna, Illinois, and only $35. Many of the spots were new and mushy. No room for a rug if we wanted to sit out. Sites need better, larger numbers. It was very hard for us to find our site, but it was only for one night and everything worked. We even got TV channels. 2 thumbs up for this campground because they are new and growing, but no Wi-Fi or cell signal. A great stopping point in Illinois, however. Early the next morning we headed home. Now on to our product review. The Waggle is a cell signal based temperature, humidity, and power monitor. Ours came from Amazon and cost us $119, plus the subscription we took quarterly at $16.50 per month. If you take it yearly, it goes down to $12 per month. We had heard great things about these from other RVers and decided to give it a try. It is a subscription-based service, but you can suspend your service in seasons you don't travel. Upon first arrival, it didn't seem to work at all, but because we don't usually get a cell signal at our home, that was not surprising. The customer service rep told us he would work with us on their end to boost the signal, so I figured I have till June 17th to return it. I'll try it on this trip. Well, he got it working at our home. We installed it into our RV. We were impressed with how we got a signal instantly when the power went off, came back on, or the temperature or humidity rose above the level I set. Even when I only had 1 bar of signal on my phone, I could check to see how the RV was doing. Temperatures rise just as quickly in an RV as they do in a car, and many RVs' air conditioners won't come back on after a power out. We love our pets, and this is the cheapest insurance we found to be sure they're safe and cool, or warm, while we're out exploring without them, and that we are notified and can get back to them quickly in an emergency. We'll put the link below if you want to check it out. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up. Please, these episodes are a lot of work, and we need more subscribers to continue bringing them to you. Share this video with your friends and family. Encourage them to subscribe. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on down the road. All in all, we had a great time on the peaceful side of the Smokies, and we hope you did too.
Thanks for watching. Click the red button to subscribe. Click the thumbs up below to like. Click the bell to be notified of our next video. And share, share, share.